Hello.
Hi. Why are you saying hi to me?
I've already started.
Oh.
Hello. Welcome to Uncultured Swines. Our I'm not very good at intros.
Uh, Hello. Welcome to Uncultured Swines. I'm the bitch who told everybody that ChacePlayz was dead, and here I am with my co-host,
I'm the
ChacePlayz.
co-host.
You are now.
Ah, shit.
Nah,
All
I'm
right.
fucking with you.
Welcome to Uncultured Swines, our podcast that we started. We came up with like a week ago,
Yeah, we were at a birthday party, and I jokingly said, "Let's start a podcast," and he was,
and here we are.
and here we are.
This is basically we're gonna be talking about movies today. We got a interesting pair
Oh, we
of
most
movies that
certainly
we're gonna be
do.
talking about. We're gonna be talking about Ridley Scott's Alien from 1979, and another very interesting movie called The Lie, which was made in 2018. It's an Amazon original.
Yes,
I'm
starring
so excited.
starring Ramona from Ramona and
from
Jesus.
from which is still so weird to me.
Um, so we have an interesting lineup of topics, one of which is something that has been on my mind for a week.
Yes,
Chase,
we need to start this.
Chase, how many fourth graders would it take to beat you up?
Okay, so like I always saw it as like obviously you can't take down a million fourth graders because they'll just overpower you. So you gotta like pick like a solid number that you could take down first.
Right.
And I said like around like 30.
And I said 10.
But like the thing is, it's like how big are these fourth graders? I looked it up. I remember I looked it up. It was like the average fourth grader is like 4 foot like 8.
Yeah, but
Hold
like
on.
this is not fourth graders in like 2021 because let me tell you, sometimes I see like eighth graders and they look like our age. So the fact, and some fourth graders even, like you gotta think about it. Like I was like
Yeah, the average height for a fourth grader is 4 foot 10 inches.
four
Like that's
foot.
pretty fucking small.
Well, that's almost 5 foot.
Like if you like back yourself into a corner and just start like throwing out kicks, you could take down like a good many of that. Like fourth graders are not gonna have very high stamina.
But I
They're
don't
just
think
gonna be like
30.
they're like you kick them once, they're going down.
Yeah, but I don't think you could take 30. Like I think that 10 is an acceptable number because fourth graders are like right in like puberty limbo. They are they are waiting to kill something and they do not care what it is.
Yeah, but like you also have to realize because I feel like we're thinking about this in terms of like if you were to fight a fourth grader right now, you wouldn't put like all your force into it. You don't want to kill them. Like this is a state where like you don't care. You're gonna kill these fourth graders.
Oh my, I still would only be able to take down maybe 10.
But
Those
like
fourth graders, I'm thinking that if I'm putting all of my stamina into this, they are, and I can't even walk up the stairs without getting winded.
oh, I can't either. But
And
like
when I
you
was in
just gotta
fourth
start
grade, I
swinging.
used to just throw myself at stuff.
But
So I don't know.
I feel like getting cornered would actually be like an advantage because they'd only be coming from one direction and you could just start like swinging.
I don't know, but those little gremlins would like try to like get behind you and like pull you. I don't
Yeah,
know.
well,
I
that's
think
exactly why you want to be cornered so they can't get behind you.
I just I'm thinking back to like when I was in fourth grade and like seeing all these kids. Like I remember if you look at a fourth grade playground from like I don't know, like 50 feet away, it looks like a bunch of ants like hungrily like
Like a
attacking
colony.
something. Yeah, it looks like an ant colony, like a fire ant colony. So like to think that like a whole classroom of fourth graders and you just put yourself in the middle of it and you're like, okay, this is what they call it back in ancient Greece.
Like gladiator.
Yeah, this is
But like yeah, okay, fine. I'll change my answer. I'll change it to like 20.
I think that 20 is a lot more capable. I think 10
Yeah,
more fourth
reasonable.
graders and you'd be dead. I
Yeah, but
seriously
like
do.
I like I can I because I'm just like picturing myself from fourth grade, And I'm thinking just like, I'd beat the fuck out of my fourth grade self.
Yeah, but that's
I
you. You know your own tactics. Imagine having
guess that's true.
like 30, I know you changed it, but like imagine having 30 of like unpredictable gremlins just like clawing at you.
But they're just so small.
They're small, but like that just leaves more to like if I were to get like hit in the arm now, but like elbowed in the arm now by like you, I don't think it would hurt as much as if I got that little pointy little fourth grader elbow right to the arm.
Like that elbow that's like still growing.
Yeah. Listen, their bones are still flexible.
I guess like by fourth grade they're pretty grown in. They're just getting bigger. Like it's not like they just came out of the pussy and they're just like a thumb to the head is gonna kill them. I don't think it's that.
Speaking of a thumb to the head, I saw a video of this girl and she was filming how like when the baby came out of the womb, like when the baby breathes, like the little soft spot on its head kind of like comes in and out. And
Oh,
this guy duetted it and he pretended to like stick a boba straw.
oh, I think I actually saw that. That reminds
So
me of those like dudes who like stream for like 14 hours a day and they have that like dent in their heads from like headsets.
we should
Have
do
you
that.
seen that?
I have seen that. We should
But it's mostly like streamers who are like bald.
the special all-nighter episodes of Uncultured Swines where it's just me and Chase seeing how long it would take for us to get tired of each other on a live stream.
Maybe we should start getting into the movies.
Oh yes, okay. So I want to
What are
go
we
first.
starting with?
I want to go first.
All right, so you watched Alien,
I did watch Alien.
one of my favorite horror movies.
Per request of Chase. I actually watched it a total of like I watched it 3 times. But I watched it 3 times because I have a pea brain and I kept getting distracted and then something would happen and I was like, "Ah, God damn it."
Now you gotta go back.
So I watched all the way back. So I took a couple notes because Chase called me yesterday and was like I was taking notes and I felt like I was missing out.
Yeah, we're doing professional shit here.
I was just watching the funny Alien.
Yeah, like
Um,
I feel like I was gonna say like, do we want to like explain what it's about? But I feel like most people know what Alien is about.
I will explain what it is about if they don't.
Okay.
It's about a group of astronauts who are in a they're in like their own little space. Not little, actually. That spaceship is huge. It's like the Millennium Falcon.
Well, like there's that like shit behind them. I don't think that's the ship. I think that's their cargo. I think the actual Nostromo is actually the tiny ship in front of it, which is actually still really big.
Yeah, but it's like they're in the labyrinth. Um,
Yeah.
and they land on a planet, and their friend gets a cute little kiss
From a face
from a
hugger.
face hugger, and then they take him in, and then panic ensues.
Yeah, and then the it lays eggs in his stomach and then it pops out of his chest
Yeah,
in an awesome scene.
it was a very awesome scene, which I watched 3 times.
That's such a great scene.
It is a very good scene. I liked it. So I took a grand total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 notes before I got completely engrossed and could not look away.
Okay.
So the first note I took at the beginning of the movie was Ripley is the only one with common sense. I literally do not care what
Oh
happened. If an
yeah.
alien life form took over my friend or colleague's face, I would have left as quickly as possible.
Something to take note of is it was actually Ash who let them in.
Yes. To take note of is that Ash. I also put down that Ash is an asshole.
Oh yeah, absolutely. If you notice in a lot of the scenes with him in it where he's just in the background, he's like just staring at everyone almost like he's scanning.
Yeah. But like all my notes are literally just like I hate Ash. Um uh, I can't remember. I'm very bad at names, but there was a scene where they were like scanning the guy that was face hugged, that was cutely kissed,
Yes.
and the guy was like, "Oh yeah, I'm willing to kill him," and I was like, "Just put him back outside then. Like,
Yeah.
don't remove it." They were like, "Oh yeah, if we remove it, we kill him." And they're like, "Okay, yeah, remove it. Put him back outside."
But like they don't want to they don't want to leave him.
Right, they don't want to leave him, but like listen, Chase, if you were attacked by that thing and and I was like on if I was
Had like
Ripley in that
acid for
situation,
blood.
if I was Ripley in that situation and like IcePlex and if IcePlex was just like, let us in, we gotta let Chase in, I would have just took off.
Start the spaceship up.
Yeah. Um,
How did you feel about Ash turning out to be an android?
I I was watching it. So what happened was
Spoilers.
I was texting somebody and they were fighting because I stopped texting them after I saw that Ash was shoving like magazines down Ripley's throat.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, yeah, what's happening? And then Parker comes over and like whacks him and his head pops off and I like jumped.
And then like Parker's like, "It's a robot. Ash is
Yeah,
a goddamn robot."
but like he's like, it's a robot. Like it's like but like the way that he said it was just like, oh yeah, I knew it. I knew it. He was a it was just okay. Is it milk? Is he running on milk?
His blood, I think milk is what they used on set, but I don't think it's supposed to be milk. It's like synthetic like liquid that they just like put inside of him.
I just it's just milk.
That'd be funny if it was milk.
It would be funny if like they were all sitting at the table during like the alien like the stomach scene and they're just like, Ash, do you want anything to eat? He's like, I'll have some milk.
Like add more to the pile that's already inside of him.
He's just like, I'd like a warm glass of milk, please.
I
I am
never
a
understood
human.
people who drink warm milk. That's
I
gross.
Can I tell you something? If I couldn't sleep and somebody gave me a glass of warm milk, I think that I would fucking kill them.
Like, see, but warm milk is disgusting. I always like drink. I can only drink milk when it's like stone cold.
I can't drink milk at all. Like it has to have like 10 metric tons of like strawberry syrup or chocolate syrup. If you just gave me just like
No,
straight
I
up
don't like
milk, I
that.
probably would knock it over.
I can drink like regular milk, but it's got to be very cold. But at the same time, I don't put ice in it. I also think that's weird. So like, I guess I'm just weird.
But no, ew. But like, here's the thing, like, I've never heard somebody who was like, "Oh yeah, I'm so thirsty. Let me go get a glass of milk."
Yeah, well, like, it's not like
It's like the
it's like
least
it's
refreshing.
only like it's good for you, and that's like the only point
It's
for it.
good for you. Okay,
Like, it's
well,
not like rehydrating. If you wanted to like, if you're thirsty, you just go get water.
I know, but like if I were like trapped in a milk factory,
Which is an odd comment.
as common as that is, it's a normal Friday night for me. And I was like dying of thirst, and there were just like 16 glasses of milk. I think I would just die.
I guess so. Like, there's like no sinks for like water.
No, no sinks. All the sinks. Why have sinks when you have cows?
I guess that's true. But
But
like,
like it has to be refreshing. It's a liquid, and you're putting it into your. I feel like I'm getting off topic of Alien.
yeah, we are. We're just talking about milk.
Anyway, I really enjoyed this movie. I actually found. I feel like you would know this, Chase. Like how those scenes where they show like the spaceship like taking off like. What was that? Because it was just such a
I
grand
think they're
scale and it was so
miniatures.
wonderful to like look at.
I'm pretty sure they're miniatures,
It's
but
just like
like really detailed miniatures. That
like
movie came out in 1979.
yeah,
Like,
but
that's
like the was it like
crazy.
forced perspective? Like they
I
just
I think so. I think like I actually saw something very interesting about like um something that was about like explosions, and it's like when a way to make something feel big is like when something explodes is to put it in slow motion, because
yeah.
explosions are always slower when they're bigger,
Yeah.
and I feel like that was part of it. Like when it's taking off, instead of just like regular speed, they had it like slowed down so it feels heavier.
Yeah. No, because
I'm not sure though. I remember seeing like a documentary about how that movie was made.
that's just it's just so the sets were like phenomenal as well.
Oh my god.
Like the I
That huge set when they go inside the spaceship and it's like the jockey who's like flying the ship.
yeah.
That was all one big set.
No, like but the way that they had such a big set, but like I felt claustrophobic.
Oh, absolutely. That spaceship is super claustrophobic,
It
and it's one
is,
of the things the game Alien Isolation like perfectly captures that. It's like it's basically a video game version of that. Like the spaceship feels so claustrophobic and real.
that's just so cool to me. I really did enjoy the movie. I enjoyed it like I usually don't watch movies again, but I would. Like I really did enjoy it. And I think I said my piece. And with that, speaking of enjoying movies, I Chase recommended that I watch Alien, and I recommended he watch the 20, I think it's 2020, the 2020
It's
movie.
2018.
Is it 2018?
That's what I saw.
I'm looking it up.
Micah recommended that I watch the 2018 movie The Lie.
2020.
It's a 2020? It said 2018 on the thing.
It says 2020. I recommended him the Chase. What did you think about it? What did you just
Um,
like with one word?
it was masterpiece. I think would fairly sum it up. In fact, anybody who hasn't watched this movie needs to stop this podcast right now and go watch it. Don't watch this minute more. In fact, I'll give you 10 seconds to stop the podcast and go watch it yourself, and you can come back and we can regale you with how great it was. You ready? Uh, are they gone yet?
I think so.
All right, this movie fucking sucks. I
With
hate
a
it.
whopping 42% on Rotten Tomatoes.
I like I I guess I will just like get into it. I'll bring up my notes. I have like a notepad full of notes. Most of this I should add is before the twist.
Wait. Let me before you even go on, you need to tell the audience what the lie is
Yeah.
about.
Okay, so The Lie is it's an Amazon original movie, and it's about this girl who murders her best friend by pushing her off of a bridge into a rapid river, and the whole movie is about her parents like having to cover it up. It's not very original concept. In fact, I think I read a book in high school very similar to it. It was a good book, by the way, much better than this movie, but but yeah, the whole movie is them having to cover up this girl's shitty life and murder. But and if it was just that, I would have just been like, okay, I don't love this movie, but like I don't it's fine.
And then what
But
happened, Chase?
and then at like the last like 20 minutes of the movie, the twist happens.
Spoiler.
Spoiler alert. She never murdered her friend. The friend just shows up. And she's like, I actually just wanted to go on vacation with my boyfriend.
If I may tell the audience, I was so excited for Chase to see this movie
You
that
gave me like a time specific moment. Do you like, when you get to this moment, you need to FaceTime me?
I said that I was like, listen, as soon as you get to this, stop it. If I don't answer, do not keep watching. I said I need to see this. And the part came where they kill her father, and he
Yeah.
thought that that was the twist.
Like, I thought that was like the surprising moment, which them killing the father is super unnecessary, by the way. She did not need to do that.
No.
Like, the only reason that they would ever have to kill the father is because he was onto them and like they were going to get arrested, but they are already going to get arrested anyway. They
Yeah.
were like looking for her body.
Um,
So in their mind that they were looking for the body, they weren't going to find her because she wasn't dead, but like in that like timeline, I guess you could say, that was super unnecessary. She just like speeds up and hits him with their car and he just
Yeah.
fucking dies.
Yeah, and Chase was like, "Oh my God, that was this surprising moment." And I was like, "Actually,
Actually, no. And then they all just like they get ready, they like eat breakfast and
they
like,
clean the
clean the
car."
blood off the car, and then she just fucking walks through the door, and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
I recorded that, but because of something that happened, it did not record any audio, and that is my
Oh,
worst.
I was pissed.
Literally, we were on the phone for an hour, and the entire hour, I could see like steam coming out of his ears.
Oh my god, I was coughing from anger.
He literally was like, like could not breathe. Was
Like, it wasn't
absolutely
even laughing. It was out of anger. That was how angry I don't think I've been, like, a movie hasn't made me that angry in a while.
but
I
like
haven't been that angry since, like, the last Airbender movie.
and even then, I don't think it compelled you to like have a physical reaction.
Like, oh my god, I was so angry.
So
Like,
go ahead. Sorry.
but it's just like, the twist doesn't make any sense. It
Like
doesn't.
it really doesn't because literally you could have just. Here's how I would solve the lie. Okay, if I were Kayla in the situation, I would pick
Yes.
my friend up, right?
Hmm.
I would tell my dad, hey, my friend's actually gonna get dropped off at this house because they're gonna take her to the ballerina retreat or whatever.
Yeah, that was a
That is
big
how you
thing.
solve the lie.
Like, if I was a teenage girl, right?
Which you
And
are.
yeah, of course. And I needed to go to my boyfriend's house. Like, I just wanted to go there because, like, my dad didn't allow me to see him. My first excuse to why I was gone would not be my friend murdered me. Like, that, like, why would you just be like, I'm going to my friend's house
Yeah,
or something for,
seriously.
like, the weekend? This went on for, like, what is, like, the time frame of
I
this
think it was
movie?
like a week.
Like, that's, like, a ridiculous amount of time. And they
But then,
let, like, the FBI get involved?
yeah, and then she was like, but you guys look so happy. Listen, my parents are no longer together. I don't think that I would kill somebody.
Nothing like a good murder to bring a marriage back together.
I just, Mom, Dad, I know that you spent weeks or like this week covering up like actually get trying to get away with murder and like I know that I lied to police, which I think is an offense, like giving the police false information.
Oh, yeah, you go to jail just for that.
But
Let alone
you
when they murdered the father.
but you guys spooned.
But it was nice. The acting in, like, the first, like, 20 minutes is awful.
It really is. And I
Because,
think
like, especially the girl who plays Brittany. I don't know what her name is.
let's look it
But
up. Let's IMDb this.
yeah, all right, hold on. Let me look up the cast.
No,
The
I've got the Rotten Tomatoes
cast.
thing on.
No hate to any of these actors, obviously.
Yeah, because they're obviously listening to the
Yeah,
Uncultured
like,
Swines
they're
chase.
getting, yeah, of course. But, like, it's like, I mean, like, they're just getting paid.
May I read some of the reviews?
Sure. Did any of them mention the twist?
Um, starts from an intriguing premise that is well sustained for most of the film before it inexplicably devolves into a preposterous and baffling conclusion that undercuts everything that was good in it.
That sums it up pretty well.
It really does.
Like, it's just like it's like an M. Night Shyamalan twist. It's just like, it was the trees.
They were Adam and Eve the whole time.
It was modern day. I maybe I should go into my notes for this movie.
His name wasn't Ong.
So, I'll go through my notes really quick. I
Please do.
wrote begins with birth because it does. I said, why is Joey King in so many shitty original movies?
It's true. It's true.
It is true. Like, Joey King isn't even that bad of an actress, but she gets put in the worst movie. She's like the Rock of Netflix original movies.
She is a very versatile actress, but they keep putting her in things that she just can't do.
Like, I don't even remember what that movie with, like, the witches was about, where, like, someone died. It was like Final Destination, and then there was, like, the kissing booth, and just like, can someone get this girl a good role?
If I were Joey King and I read the script like all the way through, I would have been like, actually, I was Ramona. Do you know who I am? I was Ramona Quimby.
Like, super, like, you guys, I'm too good for you guys. You don't understand.
My co-host was Selena Goddamn Gomez, and you're gonna put me in the lie.
I let's go to some of my other notes. I wrote that like the friend wasn't even being a bitch in the car. She was just saying some pretty normal stuff, and she's just like, "Stop being such a bitch."
Seriously, Brittany was just like, "Hey, can we pull over?"
She's like, "Why are you being such a bitch?"
Yeah, and Kayla was like, "Oh my God, you're a bitch."
And then like,
You know what's bitchy, Kayla? Pretending to
what?
kill your best friend.
Oh yeah, that's really bitchy. She's like, and she wasn't even trying to hide the fact that it was on purpose. She's like, "Yep, I pushed her."
Yeah, and then she was like making pancakes.
Yeah, she's just like, "What's going on, guys?"
She's like, "Why are you guys so happy?"
I don't know why this bothered me so much, but there's a scene where the mom goes to like light a fire in like a fire pit, and it's like an electric fire pit, but she like throws a match in it for some reason. And it like she like throws the match in and then it like goes up. Like it's gas powered. It's not how that works. I have I have one of those. I know how they work.
All right.
Um I wrote I hate Kayla. She really is the most unlikable bitch. Everybody in this movie is unlikable.
She has no redeeming traits.
Because
really
I guess it makes sense because like her friend wasn't actually dead in the end, but it's just like still, like
But,
you
like,
didn't tell anybody.
Yeah, seriously, like, I feel like the fact that she was so oblivious, like, if I told you that I murdered IcePlex, and then you were visibly distressed, and I was visibly distressed, right? Like, when she pushed her off, she was, like, crying and, like, screaming.
Yeah.
Like, she was, like, having, like, an asthma attack right there. But, like, if I did that, and then the next day I was over at your house, and I was like, hey, wanna watch Gooby or something? Like...
Which we will be talking about Gooby on this podcast.
We will be talking about Gooby on the podcast. Because we were the original Gooby stands.
Yeah,
Thank you very
that's
much.
yeah, that's our real like liked it before it was cool.
I have a goddamn bone to pick with Danny Gonzalez, Drew Gooden, and Curtis Connor, let me tell you.
It's not even against them. I guess you could also call them before it was cool because they're the ones who made it popular.
Yeah, but like, listen, I used to watch these obscure YouTubers, and one of them made a thing about Gooby, and I brought it to all my friends, and it was like 2016, and we were all giggling over Gooby, and all of a sudden, big shot Danny Gonzalez with his millions of followers, deserved, comes on and is like, Gooby, 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 and now everyone just loves Gooby.
Yeah, I gotta love that Hagrid as Gooby.
I'll be your cushion.
Oh yeah, I also wrote, can I just say, you know who's another really unlikable character from this movie?
The mother?
No, well, yes, but
All
we'll
of
get
them?
to that. The partner, the detective partner.
The chick?
No, the other dude.
The guy that
He
looks
was like
like
the guy's
Andy
like
from The Office?
yeah, like
Yeah.
he's like he was like unreasonably racist to Brittany's dad.
Seriously.
He's like, "What are you, Arab or Indian?
Yeah!
Where are you?" Like, "Oh, okay." And she's
Your
just like,
daughter's
he's just
dead. Are
doing
you
his
Arab
job.
by any chance?
And then like he talks to like the mom, and he's just like, that Brittany girl's kind of hot.
You
Like,
know,
who is this guy?
you know what never comes back in the film that I really was just confused by?
What?
Remember the scene where the dad's band
Oh yeah.
like comes back and then his girlfriend is like, who are you whose phone is this? And it's like visibly like cracked and destroyed.
Yeah.
And she's like, you're cheating on me, aren't you?
Like it's so those band members are the most forgettable characters in any movie.
Because they never come back.
Like he says like one line in the entire movie that he's in a band, and then they suddenly come back.
I wish they would have performed halfway through.
Oh my god. Be like Freaky Friday.
No, it's like Radio Rebel. And then Brittany comes out and she's like, actually, I'm Radio Rebel.
Yeah, I want Debbie Ryan to show up.
Oh my god.
It's like she's already in that other Netflix show. Insatiable, is it called?
I watched Insatiable and it was actually disgusting.
I saw like an episode of it, like 2 episodes or something. I was like, this kind of sucks.
No,
anyway,
there was a part where she was like, yeah, in this, and I'm supposed to be 17, and this 40-year-old man is like really sexy.
This is like,
And I was like,
I bet
okay.
that was written by a man.
Listen, I think that as I feel like The Lie was written by a woman.
Well, let's see who wrote this movie.
And I don't say that in a sexist way. I too am a woman.
Yes, who wrote The Lie? It was in fact a woman.
Yeah, I think that it was written by a woman, and I say that because
And well, there's actually a lot of things called The Lie. So hold on, let me make sure.
I
20.
I sound very misogynistic right now. I say that.
Yeah, Venus Sud. She wrote and directed it.
Yeah, let me back up on my misogyny right there real quick. I
That's
think it
not
was written
a
by a
slight
woman.
against women.
I yeah, this is my sexist tirade against women. Kidding. But I feel like it was because I asked my mother, like, if I killed Nathan, like, would
IcePlex.
you like back up and help me? And my mother said yes.
Yeah, and it's funny because I remember when the movie, in like the first like half hour of this movie, I was like thinking about it. I was just like, if my kid murdered their best friend, like would I help them like cover it up or would I turn them in? And I was just like, I would turn them in.
Yeah. But like I feel
Like
like
fuck that.
the only person that could have written the lie is a mother.
Yeah, I do feel that way.
Because I feel like if you gave like the premise just of a girl kills her best friend and their parents try to cover it up, I feel like if you gave that to a mother, she would have written that. But if you gave it to like some random chick on the street like that has no kids, she probably would have written a very different
Yeah,
thing.
or you give it to like a dad.
Yeah.
Not to say dads don't love their kids,
No,
but
because I
I
asked my
feel
stepdad,
like
would you do that? And he said no. I would absolutely turn you in immediately.
like seriously, like cuz it's just like first of all, I'm not going to like we're probably going to get caught and I don't want to go to jail for something you did
Seriously.
and you did it. Like it's not my problem.
Yeah. Because like, you know, I do think that this was written by a mother. I think that it was because it's there's nothing that could be more like I don't know, like I don't think like anybody else could have written this except for a mother because I asked my mother outright, would you do this? And she said yes.
I should ask my mom. I wonder what she'll say.
She goes, "How's that YouTube channel?" You go, "Eh." She goes, "Yeah, I would turn you in."
She listens to our podcast.
You had 1,000
Absolutely.
subscribers yet? No?
Maybe I'll cover for you when you have 1,000,000.
You invited to VidCon? The Uncultured Swines at VidCon.
Are you TikTok famous yet? No? Keep calling. I feel like that we have a much easier time talking about movies we don't like rather than movies we do.
Yeah, because all we really have to say is that like they're
That was a
really
good
good.
movie. Unless like we have like key things to talk about other than the fact that like what did you like about it? I feel like we get a lot more out of movies that are shitty
Yeah, so I
because
think
like when we hate a movie, we can just go through everything we hate about it. Whereas
there's
a good movie, it's just like, well, I like this. Oh yeah, and then there was this.
yeah, because there's more to talk about. Like I'm gonna get a lot more out of you talking about The Lie than you are about me talking about Alien because you already know all this.
Oh yeah, of course.
And I feel like as much as the audience loves hearing me say good things.
And I can already tell that I'm gonna get like at least one or two huge fans of The Lie coming after me.
Oh my God, yeah, you are gonna get like
I hear this
okay,
movie has a very devoted fan base.
I'm gonna get like three misogynistic comments about I don't know, like my voice or something, and you're just gonna get comments from 16-year-old girls who thought The Lie was the peak of cinema.
Like this was like Citizen Kane.
The Citizen Kane of horror movies is The Lie.
Was that even a horror movie?
It was
Could
a
we even consider
thriller,
that a
I
horror movie?
suppose, or a drama.
Like that movie was just like a clusterfuck. Everybody was just like everybody was just a dick, and everyone was so dumb. Like everyone,
What did it
nobody
do,
made a
Chase?
good
What did it do?
decision.
It insisted upon itself.
It insists upon itself, Lois.
You
It
know what?
insists upon itself.
Do we have anything else to talk about when it comes to the lie and or Alien?
Um, uh, closing messages about The Lie.
Go right ahead.
Fuck this movie. Its twist didn't make any sense and ruined the. I've never seen a twist ruin a movie more than this. Like seriously, like that's 100% truthful. There's no hyperbole.
I agree. I really do agree.
Are there any other topics that we should be covering for this podcast?
Um,
I forget.
we got Alien, we got The Lie, we got how many fourth graders would take to beat you up. This is just short an hour.
Yeah, we're at like 50 minutes.
What are some? We'll talk about what we want to put in the highlights later, so that we don't fill up time with just
Yeah.
that. Um,
I might just end up putting the whole thing on, honestly.
the whole thing is highlights.
Yeah.
I think if we were to pick any highlights, it would be my tirade about milk.
Yeah, we randomly in the middle of the alien discussion started talking about milk.
I would put up how many fourth graders,
Yeah.
and then your section about the lie.
Weren't we also going to talk about like M. Night Shyamalan or something?
Um, I think we were, but but again, this was 2 o'clock in the morning
Yeah, we came up with these ideas super late at night.
because we were like, yeah, this is gonna work, and then I'm looking back on it now, and it just says M. Night Shyamalan.
Well, like just like he sucks.
Next topic.
I don't know if that's a controversial opinion.
I really don't. I think when you hear the name M. Night Shyamalan, you automatically think you glamorize it in your head.
I feel like a lot of people do that. But
And then
I
you
don't
watch one of his
personally.
movies and you're like, oh wait.
Because he made like two good movies, and then everyone knew him for those movies, and then he made like a fuck ton of really shitty ones that everyone just kind of ignores because he made a few good ones that came out a few in the last couple of years. But like, and everyone just thinks of those good ones, but I only think of the shitty ones when it comes out. Like everyone's just like, "Oh, he made The Sixth Sense, he made Signs, he made Split," and I'm just like, well, when I hear M. Night Shyamalan, I think of like The Happening, Lady in the Water,
Avatar.
that terrible Last Airbender movie.
I think of The
Which-
Visit.
That was like one of the first M. Night Shyamalan movies I ever saw.
Yeah, same. I remember watching The Visit and being absolutely like floored, but I feel like if I watched it now, I would be like, yeah, this is kind of stupid.
It's not that it wasn't like bad, but like compared to like other found footage movies, it's kind of basic.
I think that I seriously don't know what to say. Like I think you covered most of like my opinion on it. Like I think that people automatically just like think about the great things and then you actually think about M. Night Shyamalan and
Like the
the
movies
shitty
actually
movies.
made. He's like the George Lucas of like horror movies, where
He's
he's just like he made like really good movies, and everyone thinks of him for that. But like, I think the difference is that George Lucas kind of knows he's not very good at what he does. But M. Night Shyamalan thinks he's like hot shit. Like you watch Lady in the Water, and he's just like, your work is going to save lives. If the president is going to look at this, and it's just like, Jesus.
the Tommy
And,
was
like,
so of horror.
He's got like the film critic who only cares about movies, and he gets like eaten while like reviewing The Monster, and it's just like, what is this, M. Shyamalan? Like,
Chase, didn't you tell a story about was it you who you can edit this out. Isn't it you who told a story about how you took a shit at Walmart?
that was me. We might have to edit that out.
You can do whatever you want. Since we're editing this out, didn't you take a shit in the urinal?
I did do that. You know what? I'm leaving this in. Anybody who anybody who went to the same elementary school as me, and in the I think it was fourth grade. It was either
Yeah.
fourth or third grade when some kid shit in the urinal. It was me.
Can I talk about the disposal box in the sixth grade? Can I talk about the girl who
Yes.
um
Yes.
Fourscore and 7 years ago. Um, Fourscore and 7 years ago, I was in sixth grade, which is not true. I don't know how much Fourscore and 7 years ago was.
We should make sure we don't drop the school.
No, I will not name drop the school for all three people who are listening, three of which
Yeah.
are our friends.
Yeah.
Um, we were all called in to the changing room, like the locker room for the gym, and we were all told that somebody defecated in the tampon box of our bathrooms. And for those of you in the audience who don't know how a women's bathroom is set up, imagine you're sitting on the toilet and like right at like shoulder level is the box. So we still do not know who did it, unlike the bravery of Chase, who has fessed up to his crimes.
Oh yeah. I
Um,
fully fessed up to my
we
crimes.
have no clue who did it, but like I have always thought of like the acrobatics it would take. I never th I
Yeah.
because like number one, we can already rule out that it was an accident. This was not an accident. This is like trying
Like
to like go ahead.
like it would be like I don't even know a good analogy.
It would be like if okay, so Chase, you have to go to the bathroom really bad and the urinal is not an option.
Like it usually is.
Like it usually is. So you have to like poop so badly that you feel like you're gonna explode. You go into a stall and you're like, "Oh no, the toilet's perfectly fine. Let me go right next to it and just like put my ass up to the wall and just shit
Maybe
there."
that's why they had to do it if the toilet was like not working.
But like if it wasn't working, it still works as a thing to hold
Maybe it
your
wasn't a girl.
it, listen, I think it
Like what
was.
if it was just like a guy who went in there and was just like, this will be funny.
But like, no, I don't think it is. I think it was a girl. I truly do think because only a girl would just God have I don't know, a vengeance against whoever the poor janitor was.
Because I'm trying to like think back at like everybody who was in that grade, and I cannot think of a single person who would do that.
But you
I
got
can
to
think of
think
a
about
few
it.
guys who would.
It was more than just that grade though
I guess so.
that used the locker room. I think they were just calling everybody in because anybody at any point could have gone into the locker room and used that. Like
Was it the
any girl
locker
at
room
any
or the
point.
regular bathroom?
But like I don't think like a guy would do that. I think that the most that the guys in our school were doing was putting soap on the floor and then just like running
Ooh, I
around in
remember
it.
that was a big thing. Like there would be like people who would just like touch like the dispenser for the hand soap, but just like let it go all over the floor, and then there would like be people who like pour water all over the floor.
I remember this kid told me that he did that because he wanted to dance like Michael Jackson.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And
I
I
think
was
I
like,
remember what kid you're talking about.
yeah, but like the things that we did were so stupid. I remember a similar thing happened where a girl pooped on the floor. That I can see that being an accident. She pooped on the
I
floor,
guess.
and our principal at the time, this was first grade, so it was a man,
Yeah.
and he was like, it was like, it was like we were gathered there by the military, and we were just told that like a soldier died. He had like his head in his hands, and he like took a deep breath, and he's like, "Do you know why we're here?" I'm like, "We're six."
Like you're fucking
One of
like
our
you're fucking like
comrades
army
died in
cadets.
battle. He slipped
there's
on
a
the
there's a
poop on the
rat in
floor.
our ranks.
But like, what happened was he said, "Do you know why we're here?" And this girl raised her hand and she started talking. She like raised her hand, like very calmly, and he said yes. And she goes, "'Cause of the poop." And he cuts her off. "'Cause of the poop on the floor. Yeah.
I could perfectly imagine that. Just like, does anybody know why we're here? Because of the poop. Because of the poop on the floor.
That's exactly what it sounded like. And I remember his tone of voice. I remember where I was sitting. I remember what classroom it was. And after that, I blacked out for all of elementary school. Except for third grade when I went to California.
I mean, every time I pooped on the floor, it was completely intentional.
Unlike her, newbie.
Get on my fucking level.
Oh my God, I'm trying to remember something like that in elementary school in California. California, science is a special in California.
Wait, it's a special?
It's a special.
I feel like is special not? Do people not everywhere else call them specials?
A
I feel like
special
some people
is what
might be
you would
confused.
call an elective.
Yeah, like things like music and art.
Yeah, so in our elementary school, the one that we both went to, the electives, the specials were
Specials.
art, music, library, PE, and there was one more. Computers.
Yeah, I forgot computers was an elective.
I cannot because her whole classroom smelled like hand sanitizer and it was
It did.
It was constantly dark.
It was. Oh my god, it was so fucking dark. I remember there was those audiobooks we used to go.
Tumble books, thank you very much.
Tumble books, thank you so much. And if somebody can link me the book, I think it was called like 50 Below Zero.
I know I have a thing for tumble books.
Really?
Yeah.
If you can find me, if either you or anybody else who is listening to this podcast can find me that, and like that specific, I don't want to read the thing. I want to hear the audiobook.
Yeah.
Because it was like a guy, and it was the way he read it was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. Because he was just like, it was basically about this kid with a dad who's like slept walk. And would end up in like the weirdest places, and every single time, like every night, he would get like farther away, and every single night he would have to like come and like put the dad in the bathtub and run hot water. And there was like one night where like he like went out into the blizzard that was like 50 below zero. That's why it was called 50 Below Zero. I'm pretty sure that's what it was called.
He said it. He said it. He said the title.
Roll credits.
Guess you could call it 50 Below Zero, directed by Dick Wolf.
Directed by Eli Roth.
Yes, our next topic. Least favorite celebrity. My least favorite celebrity. Okay, I have two, technically. I have. You go first. Who's your least favorite celebrity? But hear me out. Your least favorite celebrity because it's everybody else's favorite.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Because I personally have my answers.
You might have to go first.
Okay. Tom Holland.
He was the first person I thought of, but I don't hate Tom Holland.
That's the thing. You hate him because other people think he's God.
Like, I think he's fine.
I don't like. Who cares if he looks like he has a frog in his mouth?
Kind of like because it's funny because I only ever hear Tom Holland talked about when people are talking about Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And he's a fine Spider-Man. He's not great, but he's fine.
He's not a bad Spider-Man.
He's passable. Like, I think he's fine. I think he's better than Andrew Garfield.
I think a lot of people think that a lot of people are better than Andrew Garfield.
Listen, nothing against Andrew Garfield. I think of the three Peter Parkers, he's the most talented actor. He just is the worst Peter Parker in Spider-Man. He's the worst written.
Yeah. But Tom Holland for me, because when I first had a new friend group in high school, which was a really odd thing for me, I don't really like Marvel, just because I like DC. It lends itself to more of a horror genre, whereas Marvel lends itself to more sci-fi.
Yeah, I can understand. I prefer DC to Marvel because I think DC tends to delve deeper into characters, where Marvel is more just about we need to take down the bad guy.
Yeah. But they all were into Marvel, and I told the person who asked me, like, come see Infinity War with us. I said, I've never seen a Marvel movie, so I don't want to go. And he kept saying, like, oh, no, come on, you gotta go, you gotta go, you gotta go. So finally, I was like, fine, okay, I will go. It was 3 hours because I said, "Are we gonna watch Marvel movies first?" So I kind of understand what happened, and
No.
they said yes, and then they never did.
It's like it's funny because the only MCU movies I've seen is the original Avengers, which I saw when I was like 10 and I don't remember anything from it. And I saw Spider-Man Homecoming because I'm a huge Spider-Man fan,
Right, but like I've never seen any other Marvel movies, so they dragged me to see Infinity War.
which is like one of the last ones.
Yeah, and I don't know anything about Marvel, so it was 3 hours of me confused while they're all crying so I was like, you know what, I'm tired of seeing Tom Holland's dumb face. I hate him for no reason, because Tom Holland seems like a lovely person,
Yeah.
like genuinely. I have nothing against Tom Holland. I think it's just the fact that he was shoved down my goddamn throat for 4 years that I just hate him.
Um I still don't really have an answer for me. I don't hate a lot of celebrities just because people like them. I'm more like that with just movies.
Same. I refuse to watch End of the Fucking World because everyone was just like, it's the best, and I'm like, I highly doubt that it's the best.
You want to know a movie that people I hate because people shoved it down my throat?
What?
Joker.
Joker. See, I didn't get that
2019
shoved down my
Joker.
throat thing. I just
Because
saw it.
it's like I listen, as a movie, it's fine. It's nothing special. I've seen like 12 other movies
It's
like
like
it.
Taxi
If you've
Driver.
seen Yeah, exactly. It's basically if you've seen Taxi Driver, you've seen Joker.
You really have.
And it's just like I've never seen so many people like misinterpret a movie because there's so many incels that think the Joker is right.
And
And
he's
it's like
not.
that's not the point. That's not the point.
We
He's
do live
not.
in a society, however.
We do in fact live in a society.
Have you ever? Oh yeah, I showed you. I'm the Joker, baby.
And it's funny too because I just got finished watching that 4-hour Zack Snyder cut of Justice League,
Right.
which oh my god was so long. Like it was a good movie. It was good, but it's just like you could have shaved off an hour
Yeah.
and like it would have been this fine.
Yeah. No,
Way
I don't
better than
know
the
that.
original Justice League though.
But no, that, and I'm sorry. I know that a lot of people are gonna be mad at me about this. I think Olivia Rodrigo is a very talented actress. I think she's a very talented um singer. She has some really good songs. But if I see a post about her one more time, I'm just gonna start hating her.
Oh yeah. I'm so sick of people talking about her and defending her for that like SNL like performance she did
Listen,
where like her voice cracked. It's just like I get it. I'm sure she's like that was like her first time performing whatever. I've heard all the arguments. I don't care. I never cared about her to begin with, so it's just like annoying to always see it.
right, and like it's not even like the only thing that about that is that like people who are defending her, they are right. Like it is on key. It's just a voice crack. But like
Yeah.
the more that I see her and people like, oh my God, she's like the best artist of our generation. Like the more I'm like, okay, yeah, oh, stop talking about her, or else I'm
Yeah. She's just not that special. No offense.
she.
Olivia Rodrigo, if you're watching Uncultured
If you're watching
Swines.
the Uncultured Swines, we do not hate you. We hate your fans.
Yeah, we hate everybody who talks about you. Like, please.
You were very good in Bizarre.
I didn't even know she was in that.
Yeah, she was alongside Jake
All I
Paul.
know, yeah, all I know is that Jake Paul was in that show and then he got kicked out.
Oh my God.
Such an interesting time that was.
Because he was like, "Oh, I'm on Disney Channel. Oh, this will never end," and then it ended.
It's so stupid. I remember it was like the big thing to hate Jake Paul. I remember that was like the biggest thing.
And then his brother was like, how can I make this about me?
Let me film a dead body.
Before we end this, you work in food service,
Yes, I do.
and I've worked in retail.
Hmm.
Who is one customer that if you could talk to them again, like you would probably have to restrain yourself from punching them in the face?
Okay, so one time there was this one lady, and this was like it was like fall. It was like winter was just starting, and I was like the front. I work at Taco Bell for those wondering. um,
Now they're gonna find you.
there's not like a million Taco
I don't think
Bells.
that you could say Taco Bell.
Can I not?
I don't think so because if you're gonna say something about that, like I think that they might like no, you should
This isn't
probably
about the establishment. This is about that customer.
I know, but like
Taco Bell, you're a fine establishment. Please don't fire me.
but technically,
Actually,
you
I don't really
represent
care if you
that.
fire
You have
me.
to kind of give it a disclaimer like I don't represent Taco Bell
I
or
don't represent Taco Bell or that lady, I guess. But anyway, I was like winter was just starting and it was like super cold. And so of course it's super cold inside the restaurant. And I was working like the front counter and I walk up to like I need to go like change the trash cans. And she she like turns to me and she's like, "Sir, is the AC on?" And I'm like, "No." She's like, "I can feel it blowing." I'm just like, "It's cold in here. Like I don't know what you want me to tell you." And she's like, "I'm going to need you to take this to your manager." And it's just like, "Okay." And I walked away and I didn't say anything to my manager. It's like, "It's fucking cold." Like it's like winter is just starting. Of course it's fucking freezing in here. And
Wow.
if I could say something to her now, it's just like, "Bitch, it was cold that day."
Um, I have two. One is relatively shorter than the other because why not? I used to work at Party City, and I no longer work at Party City.
So you can say whatever the fuck you want.
I can because I no longer work there. I no longer represent that company. So there was one woman who called, and the first thing she said, so I used to have a robot voice when I answered the phone, because
Mhm.
sometimes when I was a robot, they
Oh,
would
I
be
do
really
too when
nice.
I'm at the back window.
Huh?
I do too when I'm a cashier.
No, but sometimes I'll go, you know, thank you for calling Party City, insert name, where the party starts here, like something like that, and I'd be like, how may I help you today? I remember one lady said representative, and I'm like, I am a person,
Well, you're just that convincing.
because I was like, thank you so much for calling Party City. How may I help you today? And I guess you should cut out or whatever. But, thank you for calling Party City.
Maybe we should cut that out too.
Thank you for calling Party City in an undisclosed location in America. Party City X. We're in space now. But I would I would put on that voice. But so I started talking and I said, "Thank you for calling Party." And she goes, "Who is this?" And I said, "You're speaking to a sales associate." And she goes, "Who?" And I'm like, "Okay, well, my name is Micah." And she goes, "Okay, yeah, mind you, I started my shift like a minute ago. I just clocked in, so I have no clue what's happening." And she goes, "Okay, mind telling me why I don't have one of my things?" And I was like, "Can you explain?" And she goes, "Yeah, I'm missing the Jurassic Park, like, party blowers and the candles. Like, I'm missing those. Like, why am I missing those?" And I said, "Ma'am, let me go do something real quick." And she calls me a bitch under her breath. So I put her on hold, and I think that she's saying that she forgot to get those things and that we didn't have them in stock. So I look and we have them in stock and I gather them all here and I go, "Okay, ma'am, so we do have your things." And she cuts me off. She goes, you better have my things because I went to go pick those up. I paid for those and you didn't have them." And so now she's screaming at me as loud as she can. And the thing that pissed me off the most was that I could hear her kid in the back going, "Yeah!" Oh my
Get him,
God.
mom.
Never in my life have I ever wanted to punch a child.
Oh,
Now
it's so
she's yelling at me,
aggravating.
"You ruined my son's birthday party. You absolutely are a terrible person. You have the worst customer service and all." And I haven't even like started talking to her anymore. So now I'm trying to explain to her like what happened. Like I'm trying to ask her because I'm trying to say like I clocked in like a minute ago, ma'am. I just walked into the door. I haven't worked since Tuesday and it's Friday now. Like I really need you to talk to me because I have no clue what you're saying to me. So finally, she tells my manager that her husband went to go pick something up and didn't ask for the things that she needed.
Of course, that's usually how these things go.
So she didn't get them. And so now we're trying to explain to her, like, ma'am, your orders come in on separate, like, papers. And you have a very common last name, which is how we, like, correct these things. So what happened was we got your balloon order and we got your product order. And those things come out separately, so we got the two things separately. Now, is it our fault for not asking you if there was anything else? Yes, but we also have to but my manager was like, we also have to sort of realize that, like, you are also partially responsible for telling us what you need. And she sat there and she screamed at her, like, called her a bitch, called her, like, the C word, like, for like an hour. And my manager was like, I can't sit there and be verbally abused by that. So she refused her service. She said, listen, we can stop talking now and you won't get your stuff, or we can refund you, or we can have the things at the desk. This is your choice. Like,
sometimes you just gotta beat dicks to customers back. That whole customers is always right thing, complete bullshit.
No, my manager, she doesn't work there anymore. My manager literally was on the phone with her and she's like, you asshole, you bitch, you're the... Boom, hung her right up.
Like, wow.
Because, like, you're not going to sit there and yell at me because you forgot something. That's like if I was like, Chase, I didn't ask for sour cream on this taco, but the fact that you didn't give it to me is such an asshole move.
Like, I've seriously had shit like that happen. Oh, yeah. By the way, that whole piss scenario I was telling you about at 2 a.m. might have to be a thing because I have to piss. Like my piss bucket.
Go ahead. Go ahead. I'll keep them occupied and you'll have something fun to edit after this.
Oh yeah, okay. It'll be like a surprise, like when I come back.
It'll be like
Make
a
it
surprise.
interesting. So like when I come back it'll be something interesting.
Yeah.
Don't worry, viewers.
I'll keep you occupied. Okay, now that ChacePlayz is gone, can we talk about how absolutely lame his channel is? Sorry, I won't bag on ChacePlayz too much. Let me just tell you, actually, I plug another channel. If you're looking for some actually good content that isn't just us, you guys should subscribe to IcePlex. He's like a much better Let's Play YouTuber who actually does like Gmod and stuff. So original. I can't even pretend to like IcePlex, and we're best friends. What else can I talk about? Ooh, it's so fun. I can talk about whatever I want, and he just has to sit there and edit this. Well, actually, when we came up with the idea that Chase should be dead, I thought that I was being really sarcastic and dramatic. And actually, when I was looking back at the footage, I was crying, because I made myself cry, and I realized that maybe I was a little bit too dramatic for this. So I'm thinking, guys, without ChacePlayz knowing until he inevitably edits this video, we make merchandise. And I actually drew up something that ChacePlayz did not even put into the video because I guess it didn't fit, whatever. I made a little compilation and like made like a little slideshow, like pretending that he was dead, and it had Paul McCartney's Here Today, which I should have put like Gone Too Soon by Michael Jackson or whatever. But there's a picture where he is edited into the gates of heaven and he's got wings. I think that we should make merch out of that, and I think that the Uncultured Swine merch should be based off the fact that ChacePlayz died in front of a Domino's pizza. And of course we can't use Domino's, I guess, but we can definitely edit the name or something.
Thank you for that. I'm back now.
Yay!
I only caught the last bit of that.
Good. Because I did. I'll just.
I'll discover it when I go to edit this.
Oh, you're gonna love it because I totally talked about how amazing this channel is.
I'm sure. I can't wait.
With that note, subscribe to IcePlex.
We need to get IcePlex on the show.
What is IcePlex gonna talk about?
I don't know. His bird.
I play Gmod. Hi, my name's IcePlex. I own 3 birds and I play Gmod, and that's it.
No offense to IcePlex. We just don't think that he has a lot to say.
No,
in
actually,
terms of podcast.
no, because I know IcePlex in real life. IcePlex call out time.
Is this gonna be just talking shit about IcePlex?
No, listen to me. So IcePlex invites himself to my house, right? He texted me the other day and was like, "Hey, can I come over? And can you dye my hair?" And I said, "Yes, you could totally come over and I can dye your hair. What time?" He said 2 o'clock. 3 o'clock rolls around. He's not even there. I call him and he's like, "Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you, like, I'm not coming over." I said, "You forgot to tell me?" I was like, "I cleaned the living room. Like, I took a really quick shower. Like, I just jumped in the shower as fast as I could because it was like 1:50, and I was so excited for you to get over here. I got your goddamn hair dye out."
You should have been like, "No, you're coming over right now."
But I was like, I'm not gonna lie. Maybe I was a little pissy, but like, bro, why did I have to call you?
Yeah, why didn't you just like be like, "Oh, by the way, I'm not coming."
He's like, "Oh, I just forgot to tell you." But like, this isn't even. Let me tell you, IcePlex is like chronically late to everything. And
maybe he's secretly a superhero.
I think he is. No, actually, no. You know what? I'm not gonna give him that satisfaction. IcePlex is not a superhero. He's a super asshole sometimes. Anyway, love IcePlex. We've been friends for 8 years. Actually, 10 years.